It's Pete from Cheap Homesteading, and today we're going to do a little bit of an update video on my high tunnel greenhouse project. If you've been around the channel for a little bit, last year I got a 24-foot piece of a high tunnel greenhouse. So the greenhouse is 24 by 24. A relative of ours, he got a big long piece of a greenhouse and he didn't need all of it, so he gave it to us. So I was super happy about that. So I mean, it's a high tunnel greenhouse, but it's kind of short, but it is a really nice space to grow our vegetables. So last fall, I got the main frame up. This spring, I've been working on it. My goal was to get the greenhouse up and running somewhere midsummer so I can roll into the fall and the winter. With the price of vegetables now, I think it's even more important than ever to get this greenhouse done. So I'm going to show you where I'm at. So here is the greenhouse. Last fall, I got the frames up. I put the plastic on this spring, installed the door, and you know, it's surprisingly hard to get the plastic tight around the door. It's a little bunchy, as you can see, but you know what? That's the best it's going to be. So I decided to go with a solid insulated door, pretty much because I had the door. I think the door is going to work really, really good. It's insulated, nice window in it, and it shuts nice. So on the floor, I went with landscape fabric because I wanted it to stay clean. I didn't want it to turn into a weedy mess. This was the only way that I could actually get it to keep the weeds from growing and it won't get muddy. So I think it looks pretty decent. My goal is to have some automatic watering, and part of the issue is I got winters here. So I kind of thought, well, maybe I'll use the rain barrel. We'll put it up in the corner. I can hook my drip watering to it, and then every so often I can fill the barrel and blow out the line even in the middle of the winter. So that's what the plan is. Hey, so it is like 110 in here. It is absolutely crazy, partially because I don't have my fan hooked up. I kind of thought, what's my options here? I can get one of those industrial type fans to evacuate the space, but the issue with that is it uses way more power. I wanted to keep the greenhouse to as low power usage as possible, especially if power becomes expensive or power gets shut off. It's less that I have to generate myself to keep everything up and running. I looked around and I found a box fan, an old Air King. It actually has, you can reverse it. It'll blow this way or it'll suck air in. So I think that's gonna work really, really good. I think I'm gonna try to mount it as high as I can, maybe up there or maybe in this corner of the frame. And I'm going to hook it to a thermostat, and then hopefully that will keep it as cool as possible. I did plan in to have the whole side that I could roll it up and cool down the greenhouse, so we might have to do that, but otherwise I think that's going to work good. I was thinking about winter, and I thought, you know what, it would be an awful shame if you're at the end of the year and you know you're just like a week away from maybe getting a whole bunch of tomatoes or green peppers or something, and it freezes and slows down. So I thought, you know what, maybe it'd be nice to have a little bit of a heat source for the greenhouse. I don't know if I'll have time to do it, but it would be awful nice if I could just get that done for this winter. I think what I'm going to do is install an outdoor wood stove, possibly in one of those old tin sheds, have ductwork in, ductwork out, and blow the hot air from inside the shed where the wood stove is and blow it right into the greenhouse. And I think that would work. We could possibly even hook it up to a thermostat. I just don't want to spend a ton of money, and I don't want to spend a ton of money on propane or anything to heat it, because you just never know if you can get propane at certain times, the way things are going anyways. So I'll show you where I think I'm going to put the wood stove. Okay, so I'm thinking if I cut down some of these trees, I can put it here, and then I can just run ductwork into the greenhouse. One for hot, one for cold air return. Good location. It's pretty high and pretty dry. Water doesn't sit there, so I think that'll work. And then I can actually run the piping into the back of the greenhouse. Okay, so I started some plants for the greenhouse early for this fall. Before my holidays, I planted them, filled up the trays with water, and went away on holidays and kind of hoped they survived. And I came back and they worked absolutely great. It was absolutely awesome. So I'm going to show you what they look like. Here is my nursery. I started some cucumbers. They're looking great. I wish I had them planted in the greenhouse earlier, but it's just what it is. So the rest of the lettuce looks awesome. My tomatoes are doing good. I started my peppers, but man, they're slow to go. They're really going slow. I got a few carrots and some onions. I was kind of hoping that I was going for like a little bit of a salad theme. So hopefully this works out for me. I need to get this stuff growing in the greenhouse. But it's probably going to be Monday before I start getting them inside the greenhouse. So there you go. The plants are looking good. I really want to plant them in the greenhouse. Later today, I'm hoping to install the fan, just get that working. By Monday, I'd like to start planting these in the greenhouse, kind of see if I can regulate the temperature in the greenhouse, keep it all good, and hook up the watering system, because man, it'll be a lot nicer when everything is set up. And I really do think this greenhouse, especially in the times we live, is going to pay for itself. So I just wanted to show you guys where we were with the greenhouse. Hopefully by Monday, we'll have these plants in the greenhouse, and hopefully my water system and everything is working. So that's where we're at, and hopefully I'll make a bunch more videos about the greenhouse and kind of keep you a little more updated than I have been. So that's about enough for today. You guys have a good one.